it's Rob here with a look behind the scenes. It's Badass Overtime, giving you a chance to listen in to Sven's conversation with his guests after the show.
Ladies, thanks for sticking around after the show. Let me ask you, each one of you, and I'll ask you first, Celeste, what's going on inside of you right now?
Oh, it's almost kind of relief to find out or realize that the root of it was my mom. And my mom is the reason I'm chasing my husband.
Right.
Ex-husband, whatever you want to call him.
And it's a relief. When we use the word relief, we think of we think of being obviously relieved of something. If I'm carrying a big rock and I set it down, oh, it's such a relief, right? If I take an Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. It's a relief from indigestion, right? So what have you been relieved of? What's the burden that's been taken off your back, Celeste?
It's okay to feel what I'm feeling.
And it was never your fault. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead. It's okay to feel what I'm feeling. I can what?
I can finally get it all out and focus on doing the work on my mom. And I think I've been ignoring it.
And why do you think you've been ignoring it? What do you think the real reason is?
I don't think I know, but one is because I have to live with her, and two is because I actually am going to have to feel that stuff.
You're actually going to have to
and
feel
I've
that stuff.
stuffed it down since I was 15.
And you stuffed it down since you were 15. Yep. Yeah, and it's scary, and all those feelings in there. But let me tell you, the more you let those out, the freer you'll become, and you'll become less and less intimidated by your mother. And the more you do it, you'll actually stop even caring what her responses are. It just won't even affect you anymore. What's going on inside of you, Rikki?
Ready to dive into all those feelings and actually care about how I feel. I feel like I haven't actually, through all my journaling and all the work I've been doing, haven't gone as deep as I needed to.
And do you think that was deliberate or accidental?
I feel like all of it has been just her in my head. You know, I've been filtering myself because how can I say bad things about her when it's me, it's inside of me.
Nah, never was. Never was.
Yeah, I'm ready to try and have those feelings and be that and get it out. And that way I can feel like I can actually do this instead of hearing, oh, you can't do it.
Right. And if each of you needs to isolate yourself a bit more, a little bit even, in your case, Celeste, then a lot if you can, Rikki, so that you can allow your own voice to have some room to breathe. You know, I don't know about you all, but, I have gardens. I know Casey and Rob have gardens. They're both excellent gardeners. And when you've got little shoots coming out of the ground of those little plants, those little dahlia plants, or the, whatever it might be, lily of the valley, you have to protect those little shoots from too much sun can scorch it. Too much water can drown it. A boot can kill it. So that new voice that is your authentic voice that says, I matter. I am wantable. I am good. I deserve love. I love me. That voice, you have to protect it because you each know who the number one person is that wants to squash it. And it ain't you. It's your mom's. Final question. Rikki, any words for Celeste?
Celeste, you're a beautiful woman, and I'm sorry for everything that you went through. And I believe that we both can kick some ass and keep working at it.
Okay. And Celeste, any words for Rikki?
Rikki, you're beautiful and you have a good head on your shoulders. You're doing great with your son. And, I'm sorry that we both have shitty moms, but it's not your fault. It never was.
Never was. And I have to ask, I don't know if my producers planned this to be two people, different ages, with basically the exact same thing happening. I don't know if they saw it or not, but what was it like, Celeste, to be in a situation where someone else was basically dealing with the exact different circumstances, but basically the exact same root problem? What was that like for you, Celeste?
Oh, hearing it was so relatable, and it kind of like almost reflects back on you and says, "What are you doing?"
Oh, wow.
You know, it's definitely eye-opening.
And for you, Rikki, what was it like hearing someone else tell a story that was so similar to yours and who's been living it for 20 years longer, 19 years longer?
It makes me feel so not alone, so empowered to be able to get through it.
That's right. And to all of our listeners, this is one of the real powers of being in a group counseling setting. I'm all for one-on-one counseling, but if you can get in a group, it can be so powerful. Here we have a wonderful 24-year-old woman and a wonderful 43-year-old woman, and they could so relate to each other. Casey and Rob, I'm going to give you each final word. Casey, I'm going to put it anything to say, otherwise I'll go ahead and sew it up.
I had a lot of things that I was going to say, and then I totally forgot what they were, but I've just fallen in love with both of you, and I hope that you'll both keep in touch with us and tell us about your progress. Rikki, I think you are so emotionally intelligent. I think you are an old lady in a young lady's body. I don't think you give yourself enough credit for how far you've come in your healing journey. And I think that I could just see that you've had a lot of epiphanies this evening, and I think you're going to grow in leaps and bounds. And Celeste, the same for you. I saw a lot of light bulbs go off for you tonight. I wish all our listeners could see your faces as things were occurring to you. And I think that life is going to start changing rapidly from here. I think you're both to be commended for all the work that you are doing. So many people are afraid to do this work, and I can see that you are both fearless. And
now the real work begins, because now there's an opening and you see what has to happen. And now is when you start to pick up momentum, and it doesn't have to take forever, you guys. It does not have to take forever. All right. So thank you again, ladies.
Can I say one last thing to Rikki?
Yeah, please do, Celeste.
I'm so glad that you're realizing this at 24, and you're not going to carry it for an extra 20 years.
Amen to that. Rikki, thought on that?
Thank you, Celeste. And I'm sorry that you had.
Sorry that she had to carry it for 20 years more. And that, I love that, Celeste. I'm so glad that you said that, Celeste, because I say this all the time. I have clients in their 50s, in their 70s who say, damn it, when they have these breakthroughs and then they finally do the healing, they're like, damn it, why didn't I do this shit when I was 24? You have no idea. All the old folks, all the old dogs like me in the 50s and 40s and 70s are saying, God, you go, Rikki. Because we all wish we had done the shit at 24 that you're doing right now. Have the courage for all the rest of us, because we're all cheering you on. And to all you young folks out there, take your cues from Rikki. Solve the shit now. Go into the shit now and heal. Don't waste 10, 20, 40 years. We believe in you, Rikki. And Celeste, I so admire your courage, and I think you have a great future. Just do the work there. All right. And Rob, that's a show.
That's a show. I don't feel old.
You aren't old. You are eternal.
Yeah. And when Casey said you're an old woman in a young woman's body, that's a compliment. It means you're that much wiser than one would expect.
That's right. And Rikki smiled when she heard it, so she knew what knew what Casey meant. And that's a wrap, Rob.
That's it. Join us for new counseling episodes every Thursday and lightning rounds every Sunday.
Thanks for listening to Badass Overtime. Now go out and slay some demons and have a kick-ass day.